Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. We had Deku and Bruce. Bruce injected Deku with an experimental cure for his Lazarus madness. And Deku, after taking this cure, he felt different. He spent the day with Rose, and then he heard about how the Joker, he was alive. Deku didn't believe this though. He thought Harley was probably trying to use somebody to pull the Red Hood out of hiding. Or maybe somebody they just tried to become the Joker. They're trying to take on the mantle of the clown because they want chaos. And Deku? Yeah. Right now, he's not going to deal with it. Right now, well, Gotham, it is being put in anarchy by the villains. They're actively hunting down the police and trying to take over. And Deku, he just decided to leave that all to Batman. He doesn't care. And then something interesting happened. Deku, he discovered quite plainly that Batman wasn't around. Bruce Wayne wasn't around. Something happened to Bruce and Dick Grayson took up the cowl, took up the mantle of Batman. And Deku, yeah. He knew that wasn't Bruce. The moment he heard about how Batman, he was slipping. He wasn't as trained. He wasn't as precise. And Deku, he's decided to head back to Gotham. However, the city, it's being isolated. It's been cut off. And he's decided to do one simple thing. As right now we do cut to high up in the sky, where a plane does get open up. And Deku, he does still have about a minute before he's over the proper drop zone. And Deku just stand there as he is dressed as Batman. He already knows what he needs to do. Taking on the cowl, taking on the mantle, becoming the Batman. He needs to play this very carefully. Play this very well. And hopefully it can work out. Bruce must be recovering from that knife wound. But it shouldn't have been this extreme. But no, did he kill Bruce? That'd be on Deku's mind. And we do actually have Rose Wilson, who she's going to walk up and talk to Deku. She's not going to be joining him on this escapade. However, she is still quite satisfied with their trade. Now, Deku is going to stand there with Rose, and Rose just try to tell him about what's going to be happening. He will be entirely cut off from the League's resources. He will be entirely cut off from help. The people who they have in Gotham, they are laying low. They have safe houses and places he can hide, yes. But he does need to be aware. They don't know which ones are up and running, which ones have been compromised, or even how many of them are still left. He needs to play this carefully. And if he is going to try and be the detective, then he needs to play by his rules. And Deku, he does already understand that. Him nodding as there is a Rose just to give Deku a kiss. And Deku, he does got to bring his hands up. Him grabbing onto her and kissing her back. Before Deku is going to turn and walk over to the edge. Him looking down and feeling the wind as Deku is going to fall forwards. He goes to relax, and Deku, whenever he does going to fall forwards, there is that one split second. He feels like his mind shut down. He feels like his mind, it completely forgot what it was doing. And then all he does feel is the wind in his face. All he does feel is the air rushing past him at a high speed. And Deku, he's diving down fast. He is rocketing directly down like a missile to the earth. And Batman, yeah. He currently does have a lot go through his mind. Deku wants to discover what happened to Bruce Wayne. Discover the mystery as to why he, well, stepped down. And that does say quite a lot. And we do actually have with some common street thugs, where, right now, some of them, they're talking about it walking down the street. I mean, It was pretty easy, right? Batman slipping. I mean, the guy's been around for what, almost 2 decades? So it does tell you quite a bit. The guy, he's definitely fucked up in a lot of places. Plus, I mean, look at tonight as a good example. Everyone running around, they're doing a bunch of crazy shit. This guy's gotta be tired, exhausted, and probably starved half to death. So if he encounters Batman, he's pretty sure he can take a swing at him. And there actually is where something does go flying down, smashing to the ground. The man going to look down, and his leg does go to nudge against. Is that a batarang? The man going to think as he has to look up. And then there is Batman. Him going to stand up tall and strong. And the man sees him. That can't be Batman. No, 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 no. Batman. No, no, everything he just said, it's gotta be true. It's gotta be true. Batman going to leap down. And whenever he does, going to throw his hands out towards his cape, he does it a glide. Him flying towards the man and smashing him directly in the chest. The guy being sent flying as Deku's going to land and then going to turn. Him going to smash a guy across the face as hard as he can. And then he does going to turn back with his left hand. A guy pulling a gun as Deku is going to bring his hand up, grab him by the wrist, and throw it out to the right. The gun going off about 2 feet to Deku's right. As Deku is going to bring his hand up, smashing it into the man's throat. Before going to pull his hand back and smash him over and over again into the gut. Before he does going to bring his hands out and go to turn and throw the guy. Him throwing the guy directly into a wall. As the guy is going to smash down, Deku is going to walk over. The guy going to lay on the ground as Batman is going to reach down and pick the man up. Him going to force the guy back into the wall before going to bring out a batarang. And holding it directly into the man's family jewels. And the man, he does it to somewhat freeze with fear. As Batman, he does try to tell him. He wants information. Okay. Just, do you mind removing that? Yes. Alright, man, you're fucking terrifying. What do you want to know? Where is Joker? Listen, man, I don't know anything about that. The Joker's gang, crap. The west side of Gotham. There's a place, a party place. A party place? Sorry, the name. Joker calls it Palace. The asylum. Yeah, I think so. Listen, man, but do you mind letting me go? I mean, I have a daughter. Give up the life. Best advice. Red Hood's still around. He could kill you. They go backing away, before going to bring his hand down and put the batarang back into his belt. The guy going to step forwards, away from the wall. And he does feel bad about the piss running down his leg. Before Deku's going to turn back. Him going to smash the guy across the face as he's going to fall like a sack of potatoes. And Deku, he's going to turn and run away. He has a lead on the Joker. Okay, so find the Joker first, and a few things can happen. A few good things can happen. Okay, but what to do next? Definitely an interesting idea. Okay, so Gotham's full of crime. They go leaping to another building. And he needs to figure this all out. But playing by Batman's playbook. What the guy said. There are a lot of guys like that, aren't there? Now, they're just going to run around Gotham. And there actually is Barbara, right now, sitting at the back computer. She's taking a bit of more of a backseat role. All the stuff with the Joker being around, yeah. It doesn't help her. But she is doing her best to try and run recon. And give updates as to what the villains are doing. And the best way of saying it, she is their lifeline to information. While they're out there running on the streets, she's gathering information that just gets gathered. Cameras, videos, surveillance, the internet. I mean, it's all still up and running in Gotham. And villains, they don't even really realize they walk past the camera every couple seconds. So if you're not careful or you don't know the blind spots, it's basically like walking around with your fly wide open. Everybody can tell, they just don't tell you. Now, Deku, he is currently still running around. And while Barbara Gordon, she's running recon, there's currently Tim Drake, who he's out trying to do what he can. He's trying to send out and do a few things to help. He's trying to create miniature bat drones to fly around Gotham and try and spy on villains. Along with that, he's also trying to expand their network, take down criminals in the process, and do what he can. And, well, then there is Batwoman. Batwoman's done quite a bit. But there's also a few other people running around. Some people have decided to put on masks and try and be vigilantes. And Gotham, it needs it right now. But some of these people running around, doing what Bruce did, it's dangerous for them. And it can go wrong pretty fast if they're not careful. And that does say quite a bit. Especially because Huntress is running around in their city. And she herself is trying to help. Now, Deku, we do currently cut to him. As he's running around, Barbara, she gets a ping. Because, well, Dick is supposed to be somewhere else. He's trying to handle Bane. But then there currently is Batman or Dick over by the area people suspect the Joker to be in. So, huh? That being confusing. And we do actually have Deku. He does go to currently swing across the street. Him making his way across. As he does get to land and roll, he does try to walk forwards. As somebody, they do come walking out from behind a wall. And Deku does get to stare at a vigilante. As he does see the man going to bring up a bow and arrow. Him trying to express. He does have to say, he's quite happy to see Batman again. But is that him? Does he know who he is? Who are you? So you're not Batman. I don't have time for this. Really? Then what exactly are you doing? Deku going to bring his hands up and express, pulling off the cowl. Listen, Oliver, he doesn't have time. The man going to lower the bow and arrow. How does he know his name? Oliver, you do know who I am, don't you? You're that kid, aren't you? Yeah. Nice to see you again. How are you alive? Bruce said that you... I talked to him after your funeral. Nice to know. Anyways, do you really want to know how I came back from the dead? Or are you more concerned with a few things going on? Now, Oliver, he does have a few things go on. Him bringing his hand up and pulling the earpiece out of his ear. As he has to tell Deku. He's going to make this quite clear. He's trying to help out while Bruce is out of commission. They don't know where he is. You haven't searched for him? We have. Last lead he had led him to the hardware chemical place. You know the one? By the water? That one, yeah. Listen, we searched as much as we could. Gathered evidence and data, but we haven't found anything. So whatever you're trying to pull, just drop it. Thought you were a killer. I am a killer. So what's going on? Trying to make Batman lethal? No. Really? Oliver gonna bring up the bow and arrow again, expressing. Bruce told him quite a bit. He left him a voicemail, you know. He did. Always cautious. Yeah, he was. Is cautious. So I want to know why exactly. Why exactly do do this? Deku bring his hand up, pulling the cowl back over his head, telling him, as he's going to turn and start walking. He's doing this because it's the only thing he knows how to do. Him walking to the edge of the building, as Oliver, he does still have his bow drawn, yelling at him to stop. Otherwise, he actually will shoot him. And Deku's going to turn back, telling Oliver, if he was going to fire that arrow, he would have done so already. So, fire it now, otherwise he's about to jump in 3 seconds. And Deku is going to put his foot up onto the spot, him looking down over the edge, as he is going to tell Mr. Queen exactly what to do. Him stepping up and going to fall forwards. As Oliver, he didn't take the shot. And right now, that does say quite a bit. And with that, we do actually have Barbara Gordon. Barbara Gordon, she currently does look over a few things. And Oliver, he currently does go to patch himself into their comms network. As we do actually have where his voice can be heard. Him trying to express. He does have to say, bats deals with some pretty weird shit. He didn't know bats dealt with zombies. Hello, Mr. Queen. Zombies? In Gotham? I'll make a note on that and maybe call Zatanna. No, like, he doesn't eat your face or anything, or rotten face or teeth or organs spilling out, but he's alive. Bruce is... I'm sorry, what? No, not Bruce. Well, you know that one kid Bruce talked about? The second one? Izuku, yeah, he's alive. And you failed to mention that? You ran into him? Yeah, I did. He's dressed as bats. So, what's that about? That's weird. I haven't seen him in a minute. Why is he back in Gotham? And oh god, he's probably got a string of murders behind him. Hang on. Let me just... Okay, keywords. And... Huh. What does that mean? No one's dead. And that's a bad thing? No, it's surprising is all. Where was the last known location you saw him at? I saw him over on the other side of town. My current location. He was heading for Joker's suspected location. Really? Yeah. I assume that Kate can deal with it. She could. But what about Canary? I know she'd actually knock some sense into him. So, I've heard a few things, and what, Mr. Queen? Just curious. Is this a personal vendetta? We're done talking here. That's a yes. The call being ended, and Mr. Queen is kicked out of the comms line, as he has to return back to Gotham. Of course. Okay, so what to do next? Alright. He's pretty sure he does know one place. Now, with that, we do actually have Deku. Deku, he went to this Joker's palace. And there was where he was trying to do quite a bit of things. Deku, he went there tonight because he wanted to do quite a bit. Find the Joker, beat him mostly to death. Mostly to death. I mean, yeah, it's a bit personal, but if he takes out the clown right now, he can save chaos from happening. Save it from spreading out. So that does tell him quite a bit. Okay, so the villains are making their own territories. The Joker, the smallest territory there is, but ultimately some of the most influential. High value traffic places. Interesting. So this is definitely different from the usual chaos. That being on Deku's mind. And there is where he does get to walk into the playhouse. Or let's just call it the, well, Wonderland. Now, the Wonderland is different. Deku, he came in here tonight expecting something different. The Joker, he'd have music playing, carnival music, and people laughing and dancing. Maybe tied to chairs and screaming. But when he walked in here tonight, it was different. No music. And instead of him finding people from a group, people who they're part of Joker's gang or they're just part of the attraction, people with creepy smiles on their faces and just white unnatural grins from Joker toxin, he finds people butchered. He finds people set up in grotesque ways, and it's just, ugh, Pickman's gallery. It says quite a bit. Deku, he sees gore. Nothing but pure gore. Hallways lined with blood. I mean, intestines all over the place, and some of these people are still alive. And all Deku can really do is give them a quick death. No amount of medical attention would help them. And it does kind of make Deku a bit more surprised. This Joker is a lot more extreme. I mean, he's definitely seen some shit, but this is actually making his stomach turn. And it does tell Deku quite a bit. Him walking into a room and going to grapple his way up to the top of the building. Or up to the top where people can't see him. Where Deku, he does get to hide. Him concealing himself in the shadows as he's going to bring his hand up, activating a mechanism inside of his cowl. And Deku is going to start looking around. There are people part of the Joker's gang, and many of them. Okay, let's try to listen in. Deku going to bring his hand down, grabbing for a batarang that is specialized. And then he does go to bring it out and go to open it up. Deku, he goes to look at it. Okay, so remote controlled batarang with a microphone. Definitely good. But what else does he have in the belt? Let's see. Okay, so this is still a new model suit, so jackpot. Deku finding it. Him going to press a button at the center of the symbol. As it is going to pop off, and Deku he is going to pull out a tiny drone. Him going to grab at the belt at the center part, pulling off the massive block as he does get to feel it. Him going to slide off and look at the controller. The bat drone does get to take flight, and Deku, he does start to fly around the area, wanting to gain a better grasp as to what exactly is going on here. And we do currently have a few of the Joker's goons. They're going to talk about it. I mean, the Joker seems to be off, right? Nah, I mean, he's just a lot more serious now. Batman, yeah. The guy's gotten softer. So the Joker, Mr. J, he thinks that now is the right time to take down Batman, right? I mean, that sort of explains the attitude, the orders he's given them, and why why they had to tie that kid up downstairs. And Dakota's gonna hear that part. Kid? Not good. Right, but I mean, the kid just wasn't he trying to do good? Yeah, man, but this is Gotham, remember? Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, the kid, he's just a teenager, right? Don't tell us you're getting cold feet, man. I'm not. I'm just saying. Whenever I was his age, I was lifting cars, not trying to fucking fight a supervillain. Kid's got guts. Yeah, he does. And the Joker wants to spill them out all over a table. Honestly, the guy's kind of freaking me out now. So you're scared of clowns now? Hey, fear of the Joker is justified. Fair point, I guess. But, hey, when do you guys think, Batman will show up? Not sure. Heard he's busy. A guy gonna walk away, expressing with his hand over his shoulder. He's pretty sure Batman won't show up. All that will happen is he'll come, they'll fire some shots, and the Batman, he might go down. I mean, honestly, how can a guy dressed up as a bat be so. Him just going to stop talking. And the guy's going to look up, them looking at the monitors in the room. As. Where'd he go? One guy walking out and looking around. As he's going to walk over and pick up the device on the ground. And then there is actually the other guy in the monitoring room. Deku is just going to press a button on his belt. And then the room starts to go dark as Deku just let out a small EMP. And the guy, yeah, right now he's stuck in the dark. And Deku is going to drop down and make his way into the room. The guy going to say something as he's cut off mid-sentence. And the man is going to turn around. Okay, what the hell's going on here? Jake, you there? Adam? Shit. It's Batman, he's here. The guy looking around. And he's confused. Him gonna bring up the sensor. Okay. So, okay. There's already put into this thing, right? So if they're unconscious, if they're alive. No, this can't be Batman, right? Those guys, where'd they go? They managed to pick up their biometrics. And so far, okay, so he can't find them. No. And there actually is where he does going to pick up something. Him having a scan completed. Him looking down. And his blood runs cold. The biometrics of him and his friends are already in the system. And there are reasons for that. The system allows them to track anybody in the room who isn't locked into the system. And from what he's reading, somebody not in the system is right behind him. And that just tells him one of two things. Either the Red Hood is behind him, or Batman's behind him. And honestly, he's really hoping for Batman. The man gonna turn around and look at Batman. Him going to start letting a sigh of relief as Deku, he does then go to throw the man within an inch of his life. Now, Deku, he beats the shit out of this guy. And then he does try to make his way through the area more. The goons, well, this place is empty. Why would Joker have a skeleton crew here? But more importantly, the kid. That on Deku's mind, as Deku is going to find the kid downstairs and untie him. As Deku, he does going to check and see if he's okay. But he's not. And it's very clear that he's definitely in a lot of trouble. Deku going to pick him up, as he is going to walk outside and then do quite a few things. He still knows Gotham pretty well, and if he's correct, there's got to be a building about 2 blocks that way that has an entrance to the Batcave. Okay, but it's definitely going to be annoying walking that far. He needs a car. This kid needs medical attention. But going to the cave. Fuck. Okay. This is definitely going to be bad. Then on Deku's mind, as we do actually have where he does go to steal a car and drive to the secret entrance to the Batcave. As there is where the spot is going to open up, after Deku, he does depart it a little bit. Now, Deku, he does activate the mechanism, the door opening up, as he does drive the car inside. And then he does start a small little road trip. Him going around the turns inside the tunnel. As he does eventually go to stop the car and get out. He does go to walk into the Batcave. And he does go to look around. him going to walk over to an area and sitting down the kid, as he's to turn and start to walk away. He needs to do quite a few things. Okay, so it doesn't look like anyone's down here. That's good. So everything's okay. The Batcave, though. It should be on high alert. Not good. That on Deku's mind. And we do actually have inside of another tunnel, where Dick Grayson, he was driving the Batmobile. And the Batmobile, currently, is going to go around a corner very fast. As wall is going to open up, and Dick, he does see a vehicle sitting there. As right now, he's probably going around 40 to 45 miles an hour. And he doesn't have enough time to brake as he's going to smash right into it. Him plowing through the vehicle as he does still keep going. And Dick, after looking into the rearview mirror, he realizes that there was nobody inside the car. And he does have a few things go through his mind. Him pulling into the Batcave as, right now, someone is going to jump up, hearing the loud massive boom from the two vehicles colliding. An armored tank and a aluminum foil shit wagon. That was the sound. Anyways, and as that does happen, Harper, she's going to jump up and immediately turn, pulling out her gun. And Deku, he actually has to stand there with his head turned, looking over to see who might be here. And Dick Grayson does drive the Batmobile inside. As Harper, she goes to stare at Batman as he does go look back towards her. Him staring at the gun and narrowing his eyes. Before Harper, she does go to just drop the gun. Batman. Yup. Where am I? Batcave. You're real. Huh. Are you surprised by that? No, it's just... I thought you were... Never mind. Alright, kid. So tell me. Degu's stepping forwards, and going to set down the tray, as he's going to try to tell her about her injuries. And Harper, yeah. She's not too sure how to talk to Batman. And Deku is trying to tell her about what she needs to do. And Harper is kind of surprised, as there is where Dick, he does try to look around. And eventually he does find Batman with somebody in the Batcave. As whenever he does come walking up, Harper turned to stare at Bat. 1, 2 Batman, 1, 2 Batman. What did the Joker do to her brain? That in her mind. And Dick, he does a step forwards, bringing out a batarang and yelling at him. Take off the mask. Deku turning back to Dick. Before he has to tell him. He's not doing things right. He needs all the help he can get. You're not Batman. And you are? Trust me, asshole. I know him better than you do. I'm better trained than you are. Do you really want to settle this right now? I'm not opposed to it. I did beat Bruce. Did you, though? Bruce. Deku turning back to see Harper. And Dick is going to turn back. As Harper, she just realized something. Wait, Bruce? As in Bruce Wayne? Bruce Wayne's Batman? And Deku is going to look back towards Dick. And Dick just stared back at Deku. Before Deku is going to inform him. He's leaving now. Take care of the kid. She used guns. The Batman doesn't use those. He needs to go back out there and help. And Dick does stare at Deku. Before at least noticing his belt, he wasn't carrying any guns. And he brought this girl here for medical attention. Deku gonna walk away. As Dick, he does get a call for Alfred. And Barbara, yeah. Finding out that finding out that Izuku Midoriya was in the Batcave while she was upstairs, that surprised her. And she wasn't really prepared for it. But there's what Dick does tell her. And Barbara does even talk to Bluebird. because apparently, from what she heard, this kid's a bit on a warpath, like the Red Hood. And Bluebird, yeah, after basically finding out that Batman was Bruce Wayne and these people are looking for Bruce Wayne because he's probably dead, it does give her a few things. But most importantly, they try to get her to keep this secret and to stand down. But she really doesn't know what to do. I mean, she's trying to help Gotham, but I mean, all of this. She's definitely got a few things to think about. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.